I think what makes the Estonia Tantra Festival different is, well, number one, the location, being in this incredible, I don't even know what to call it, this incredible building. It feels like something medieval. And that just brings a whole ambiance and atmosphere. And then, of course, the Estonian sauna culture is a phenomenal part of it all. And I think it's so useful to have that because it helps purify all the emotions and things that you're clearing. So I love the sauna culture that's brought in. And then for me as a facilitator, I notice each country has like different frequency, different flavor. And I find Estonia very, very heart-centered. It's like even the information given for the festival is done with like a flute or a guitar and like spoken as poetry. So there's this beautiful heart frequency that I really appreciate here.
How are the people?
Well, that is the people. I feel it's mostly Estonian here, but I would definitely encourage more international people to come because it's such a gorgeous experience to meet Estonian people. I just find this heart frequency, and I've been coming here 10 years for Tantra festivals, and I always notice this, I would say, pure heart. And maybe because Estonians sing so much, there's so much singing. I don't know what it is, but I always tap into it when I'm here.
But do you feel Estonians are sometimes a little bit takes more time to open up than, or has it changed during these 10 years when you've been?
I think everyone takes time to open up. Every country I go to, I teach in Japan, in China, in Switzerland, in the UK. Like who is already open? Even we think Latino countries are open. But actually, I'd say every country in the world, we have defenses up. Whatever nationality you are, we are all protecting ourselves from being vulnerable because we weren't made to feel safe. So, Tantra is about creating that safety, creating a field of safety so that we can open up naturally into that safety. So I find that whatever country we're in, there's a journey to go on where we all arrive as strangers on day one, and then slowly we start taking off the masks and our hearts start opening and our bodies start opening. And by the end of a festival, we're sitting with brothers and sisters, people that we love, deep connections. That's the magic of Tantra.
Nice. Igor asked if you want to.
Please. So much. When you're big now. Yes.
Whoa.
What was the question? Estonian?
Oh, like community of Tantra,
Okay, it's close to what I already answered.
Well, actually, answered kind of, yeah. So,
I think I've always been amazed at how strong the Tantra community is in Estonia. When I was in Thailand doing my teacher training, a quarter of my class, were from Estonia, and I didn't even know where it was. So I realized even back then, which is more than 10 years ago, that there was a lot of interest from this country that I didn't know where it was in Tantra. And so there's a very strong community here. And some countries have that and some don't. But in Estonia, it's popular. People like it. And so, there's a good tribe here.
During these 10 years, did you feel like some difference? Some subtle difference in this community?
Well, like all communities, I definitely see it growing. Over the 10 years, I've seen this community grow. It was a strong community and it just continues to get stronger. And I think with community, other people they see their friends transform. And when they see transformation, they start saying, well, what are you doing? Oh, there's this thing called Tantra. And then they're like, all right, I'll come. I think people are always a bit afraid of Tantra. They think, oh my God, we're going to all get naked and have an orgy and I don't want to do that. But then they see their friends transform and they realize, no, there's something deeper happening. This is not hedonism. This is transformation. And then people want to try it for themselves. I think on the surface, people think, oh, Tantra is like some kind of hedonism or conscious hedonism. But it isn't actually just that. It's a very profound spiritual path. And it's a path where we're using alchemy. And so the sexual energy is like rocket fuel that like powers our evolution and transformation. When we can learn to let that sexual energy rise instead of just like releasing it down into the earth, it will open our chakras, it will open our heart, it will open our mind, it will raise our consciousness. And so we want to do practices. So we start building and raising our frequency so that we're living at a higher level. It's not just the momentary thing of like, here's a nice orgasm or some nice tantric sex. It's actually about cultivating an energy body and raising our frequency so that we're living closer to our divine true nature and less as all of our karmic family problems and stuff that we inherited. So it's really a path of evolution and of embodying that, not just having an experience of divinity, but embodying that in this lifetime.
So very practical.
Yeah, exactly. It's very practical. Sometimes they call Tantra like spirituality for householders because it's not a monastic path. You know, many like Buddhism, Hinduism, many Christianity, many of our spiritual paths, the highest possible level is to be a monk or a nun and give up everything worldly and just meditate all day. Tantra is like, no, life is your teacher. God is in everything. Divinity is in everything. If you can't find it through eating this piece of chocolate cake, then you can't find it at all. It's not from denying the chocolate cake. It's from being so present with the chocolate cake when it enters your mouth that you taste God in that chocolate cake. So Tantra uses everyday experiences as a vehicle home to the divine. I think like one of the things is touch. Like we always think, oh, it's just about pleasure. But the senses are always happening in this moment, this very moment. So if you're being touched, that sensation of touch is this very moment. It's the eternal. And so if you're fully feeling that touch or smelling that smell or tasting that taste, you merge into the universal, into the divine. You are touching God. You're feeling God. You're meeting God. So senses are a portal to the infinite. So it's much more than just having a nice experience. It's like, let me remember the divine nature of everything. That's what Tantra is. Tantra is a way of living, and it's a remembering. You know, we somehow forgot, and then we become just materialistic. And then chocolate cake, more chocolate cake. I'm never happy, can't get enough. But when you're like fully one with the chocolate cake, just an example, when you're fully one with that experience, it's like, this is a divine experience. I am having a divine experience. This is all a divine experience. And remembering that helps us to live our purpose as love. It's not all huffy fluffy. There's lots of pain and suffering. It's not like, oh God. There's suffering, and we're here for healing. We're here to heal that suffering, first in ourselves and then in others. But to heal, we need to connect to that, to the source. And we can connect to source through chocolate cake.
We can.
We can connect to God. We can connect to source through chocolate cake. That's a tantric secret.
I think you like chocolate.
Yeah. There's a tantric sutra that says, tasting dark chocolate, a ripe apricot, some luscious elixir, savor the expanding joy in your body. Nature is offering herself to you. How wondrous to realize this world could taste so good. Receive the taste upon your lips as a kiss of the divine. Yeah, so this is a real tantric practice. I think festivals are good. Retreats are amazing as well. The difference is in a festival, people get to taste. It's like a smorgasbord. People get to taste different teachers, different methods, different practices. And each individual will know, this is for me right now. It's not like there's a better or a worse thing, but like maybe you're a couple and you're like, oh, we can do couples work. Or maybe you're healing something and you're like, oh, I need to do this energy work. So I think festivals are great because you get a taste of everything, and then you can go deeper. You know, if you want to go deeper, you really need to do a retreat and just pick that one teacher you like and go in. So both are needed. But a great thing that I love about festivals is the energy. Like retreats are usually 30, 40 people. At a festival, 300 people, all raising energy together, all opening their hearts together. There's nothing like it. And the thing I love about festivals is like facilitating big groups of hundreds of people and feeling all the energy raise in the room and just like, just It's phenomenal. It's a miracle happening. You feel the light streaming into the room. You feel the transformation. You look around and you see all this love in people's faces, and it's amazing. The purpose of Tantra is not just to get into bliss. It's a transient experience, but we want to go into expanded states and touch that bliss, which is our true nature, but we also want to bring that down and integrate it. Integration is really important. Otherwise, we become bliss addicts. And we need to integrate so that our personal ordinary self and our higher self are really becoming more unified. Otherwise, you just get addicted to another blissful experience. So integration is super important on the tantric path. The community of Tantra is it's not so much of a solo path. It's important to have a solo practice, to have time just alone with your own sexual energy, learning how to breathe it and move it. But relationship is seen as an incredible teacher, not only your personal relationship, but all the community around you. There'll be different people that mirror different things. At a Tantra festival, you'll meet someone, you'll look in their eyes, they'll touch something in you, something will open. You might not even find out someone's name. You might just be dancing with them a moment, some energy's awakened in you. You hold someone's hands, you start crying. Like, each interaction becomes a healing and a transformation and a gift when we all start raising our energy. So the community is phenomenal in that it's a very rapid path of evolution because of these multiple mirrors and connections that we have. You can also get lost in it, and I think it's important to be very clear with where you're putting your energy. It's not about free love. Sometimes people think, I've got to be polyamorous, have hundreds of lovers. You don't need hundreds of lovers because you have lots of interactions, like eye gazing or just breathing together, meditating together. These are powerful enough. So it's not so much just about free love. It's about freeing ourselves from our shame, but really having that community that's like a big family. Yeah, and I think it's really important to encourage couples to come to Tantra festivals. I love the Estonian Tantra Festival because there's a lot of couples here. And so it's a very safe, inviting field to come as a couple. And you can stay together and do everything together, or you can, maybe do some meditations with different people, come back together. The choice is up to the couple, but it's very couple supportive here, which I really like, because ultimately, if you're with someone you love, then you can be on the tantric journey together. And then if you're single, it's also very inviting to come here and meet different people. Safety is very important. It can slip away in a minute, As facilitators, we have the intention. As organizers, the intention is there to make safety. Safety is also a personal thing. Some people, if they have a lot of unresolved trauma, then nothing feels safe to them. So you can't really say it's safe or it's not safe, but we have the intention of creating that safety for everyone.